And I'm back out in the greenhouse. It's the middle of November. We're approaching Thanksgiving. The weather's been really nice still here. We've still had some frosty nights, but not too many. The greenhouse is thriving. Things are growing really, really well. A lot of my seeds have popped over here. So I'm really excited about that. I'll get a closer video of these, but almost half of these have started sprouting now, so that's awesome. It's working, and I've got more seeds on the menu today. Shasta Daisies. This will be my first time growing these. I've got my 10-20 seed trays of 50. I'm gonna see how many I can get loaded up in these. And so let's begin. So I just got back from the local garden supply store. Picked up 2 bags of this Happy Frog potting soil. I've used this before. It's a really good potting soil. So a couple things in the greenhouse. I'm going to be starting seeding these. And I wanted to point out the giant sunflower that's growing in here. It's getting bigger and bigger. So I'm really getting curious how much this is going to keep growing till it starts to flower. Because right now it's not showing any signs of flowering. And it's still pretty pliable and bendable, I'm going to start training it with a little string and pulling it towards this to grow underneath this shelf. So I'm going to start growing it and bending it to grow underneath this. I don't want it to hit the roof of the greenhouse, because when it starts freezing it'll freeze the leaves off, I'm guessing. So I'm going to start growing this one underneath this, see how big it gets. And this one right here, I've got 3 of them growing in this pot, and I'm going to be cutting 2 of these out. So I'm going to be cutting this one and this one to give all the nutrients to this one big one right here. And this one's about ready to start hitting this top also, so I'm going to start bending this one to grow this way and just see how long they'll go, how long they'll go, how tall they'll get. So over here, English daisies are coming up. And black-eyed Susans, these are doing really well. These get any taller when they're about to this height. I'm going to start transplanting them into the 6-inch pots, which is going to be on part of my list of my agenda to do today. I'm going to be filling up a bunch of these with potting soil, so when my flowers in the seed pods are ready, I'm going to be transplanting them into the 6-inch pots, into the 10-20 watering trays, and then I'm going to be putting them up here. So also, probably just for fun today, I'm going to try to get a couple of these out of here and pot a couple just for fun. Alright, I'm going to get on seeding these. I've got 4 packs. I'm hoping to get at least 100, maybe 150 of these, we'll see. So let's get seeding. Got my first tray of 50 loaded up. This soil is really nice. This already is a little bit moist, and it's pretty fine. Last year a lot of what I used was the starter soil, and I had a lot of luck with that, but I found if you use just a really good potting soil for a lot of your seeds, you'll be just fine. This one is about ready. And the little construction pencil trick. Alright, I've got all the indentations made. Just going to go about 1/4 of an inch deep. These are really small seeds. Right there. So pretty small, so I just go in. You get a couple few in there, but that's okay. You can thin it out when they start to sprout. And I will continue to fill this up. Alright, this seed tray is full. I was actually still able to have a bunch of seeds left over in one of the packets, so I'm going to try to get 200 out of these. I'm going to probably do 250, so there's 50 in each tray, so I'll be doing 5 of them. That'll be a good number. 250 of these. Keep them growing over winter. See how big I can get them, and sell them off in the spring. And it is ready. Gonna get this water tray with some water in there. Put it over here. This will be its home. I'm not going to use a heat mat on these ones. I don't think I need to. It's still been pretty warm days here, so I'm going to put them here and not use a heat mat. Possibly put a heat mat under it when some of these trays are done sprouting, and then I can just move the heat mat over there, but I'm going to try it without the heat mat for now. So let's move it on over. And I also wanted to point out that I dusted these with a little bit of perlite. That'll help keep the moisture in for these seeds to sprout. Some people use it, some people don't. I've tend to been using it, so that's what I do. Alright, tray number 1 ready. Tray number 2. And we've got tray number 3 seated and ready. Alright, tray number 4. This will be a good one. Be looking forward to these coming up. So, for a little experiment, I've been putting some sunflowers up here. And so I'm going to get some more sunflowers. There's some actually sprouting outside. It's still warm enough to where they want to sprout and come up, and then the frost kills them when we have a frosty night. But I'm going to, for an experiment, just see how big I can get them and what happens growing them over the winter. I'm going to unbury some of these, dig some of these up, put them in little pots. Also out here we've got a lot of our loofah sponges. We grew a bunch of loofahs, and these are them drying out. And here's more sprouts. Some of these are pretty decent, so I'm going to get a few pots with some soil, dig some of these up and put them in the greenhouse just for something to grow, and if anything I'll get a little bit of color after they bloom. Alright, so I've transplanted some more giant sunflowers. These two. So now I've got 5 of them up here. And then I planted some regular giant sunflower seeds and some other, the mega giant sunflower seeds. A seed that was cross-pollinated with some other ones I did. This is just for fun, just to see what happens, see how big I can get them during the winter. And then this one I've got tied back because it doesn't slow, it's not showing any signs of slowing down or blooming. So I tied this one back so that it can grow underneath this. And then I also cut this one, had 2 other ones in there, and I cut those out so that this one can have all the energy from the one pot. And that's gnome approved. So that's it for today. Stoked I was able to get 200 more seeds done. I've got more seeds on the way in the mail that should be here next week, some more flowering vines. That will be one of my next videos. And then I think after that, that's going to be enough of the flowers up to now. And then my plan is when I'm a couple months out from spring, I'm going to do all my tomatoes and vegetables. But that's further down. It's about 4 months out. So thanks for watching. I will be doing another video shortly.